Hello friends, my name is Chitresh Kapoor and welcome back to Borders and Beyond. Today, once again, we have Major General Rajan Kochhar. Kochhar sir, welcome to Borders and Beyond.
So, thank you very much, Chitresh. Always a pleasure to be on your program.
Thank you very much, sir. So once again, we wanted to talk about the terrorism problem that we have for the last 20, in fact, 30 plus years. So very recently, we have come to know, in fact, yesterday, there have been 3 infiltration attempts and definitely confirmed reports कि बिहार में 3 आए आतंकवादी. So what is it that you have to say, sir? Do you think it's about time कि क्या हम बिहार और नेपाल बॉर्डर को भी वैसे ही क्लोज कर दें जैसे हमारा इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का बॉर्डर है? बिकॉज आई थिंक देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ इमोशनल रीजंस जो हम हमेशा कहते हैं नेपाल के साथ है, बट क्या वो इमोशनल रीजंस दे शुड नॉट कम एट अ कॉस्ट वेयर वी हैव टू सफर? व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से?
Chitresh, I think we have to take this in a very holistic manner, in the sense that Bihar is not the only state which has a border with Nepal. We have Uttar Pradesh also, Uttarakhand also. So these are the 3 major states which have a sizable amount of border, exceeding, around 1,700 odd kilometers. And similar kind of problems are experienced in all these areas because there was a treaty with Nepal in the 1860s. Which suggested that there will be a free flow of people from India to Nepal, and over a period of time, what has happened is that certain checkpoints have been established by both sides, and we regulate these entries into each other's countries through a system of permits and things like that. So no visa system is there. You can move freely to Nepal and back and things like that. And there is a trade also happening through these borders. Like in Bihar, you have a place called Raxaul. तो इस रक्सौल के साथ भी जो है काफ़ी जो ट्रेड वहाँ पे, और नेपाल में आपका बीरगंज is there. So these are the areas which are next to each other where the trade is also happening. So we need to be vigilant, I would say. We need to have better security mechanisms rather than have a closed border. Because as you rightly said, there are emotional ties and there are a large number of other aspects which I think will not be appreciated by our neighbor, because security is paramount as far as we are concerned. But at the same time, what we have to do right now is we have the Suraksha Seema Bal there, SSB there, which is looking after the Bihar side. Then we take this problem onto the other side also, in the Uttarakhand area. Then we have the ITBP there. So like that, in some areas BSF is there, in some areas BSF is not there. A similar problem we have in the northeast also. Because we have to tackle this problem, as I said, in a holistic manner. You should not restrict yourself to only Bihar, because this problem is now being felt in Manipur, Mizoram, and all those areas, Agartala and all that, which are adjoining the border with Myanmar. And sizable, 1643 kilometers is the length of the border with Myanmar. And the border is not fenced, and BSF is also not there. So we have only Assam rifles. So my suggestion to the government is one border, one force. And I've been suggesting this earlier in my earlier I written an article also on this about 3 years back. So what is important is to strategize this entire issue by having one border, one force, and a unified command headquarters. So that would actually give you a better command and control. At the same time, even if you have to move your resource from one border to another border, that unified command headquarters can function in a manner that it can sidestep troops. Like, for example, Bihar. Let us take the example of Bihar right now, because elections are to be held in Bihar.
Yes.
And now, during election time, what happens is, a normal practice in Bihar is they seal the border for 5 to 6 days. So this entire border gets sealed during the elections, and there is no movement allowed during the elections. But these people are going to infiltrate much before the election because they know this border is going to be sealed. So how do we prevent that? And there are 2-3 methods as per the Blue Book of the BSF and other forces. One is that a physical presence on the border of the troops and who are manning these checkposts and all. Second is patrolling in these areas by our own people, and the Bihar police is also involved in it. And the third is a joint patrol, because Nepal armed police is on the other side. So they have an agreement with the Nepal armed police also to do joint patrolling on these borders. But what is happening is that these are not very foolproof measures, because there are many areas where there will be gaps. And we have seen this happening in Bihar also. The smuggling is there, the drug trade is also coming on, and the arms smuggling is also there. So now, taking the current situation into context, 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed militants have already infiltrated inside. And now, the implications and how does this security force tackle this situation? The first implication is that there are people inside in Bihar, in UP, who are helping them, because no terrorist from outside can come and create a law and order situation or any kind of a blast in any of the election rallies, because the aim is very clear. These people have come inside to create a disturbance during the election rally. And also, when the Prime Minister will also be coming here to address those rallies, so there will be a security risk to the Prime Minister also to address the rally. I think the NIA will take care of those aspects, in what manner the Prime Minister's security is to be handled, and the SPG is there, and the other forces like NSG is there. But the problem is that these people are inside. They have some sleeper cells which have been activated. There are people who are helping them. Money power, you know how money power is with money. You can buy any kind of informers today. So what is important now is extra deployment of the CRPF, because whenever an election is happening, the state police alone cannot handle the situation. So the CRPF is going to be brought in. Additional battalions will be there. There is a Cobra force of the CRPF, which is like a commando force. That will also be gotten. A mapping of the sensitive areas will be done, especially those areas which have Naxal's influence. You see, Bihar is also been identified as one of those Naxal states, because of course now Naxalism is almost coming to an end in this entire region, because Bihar, Orissa, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, these are the areas where the Naxal belt is there. So it will be the security forces, I think, would map these areas. They would identify the sensitive areas, and deployment of the forces have to be done. One last point is intelligence is extremely vital in these operations, and today these 3 people have come inside, and we have those sketches. So I think it should not take long, as far as I visualize, to identify these guys and finish them off or catch them, whatever is easier for the security forces to do. because we have now a sufficient time, and they would have also got alerted. Because what happens is that and everywhere the media is there, the news is there, पोस्टर इनके छप गए हैं और हर एक जगह इनके पोस्टर wanted लिखा गया है. So these people also know that they are wanted. They can change their disguise now, and it is quite easy because it has been happening earlier also. The people change their appearances, and you will not be able to recognize them. So all these challenges are there in front of the security forces. On the top of it, there is a controversy which is going on in Bihar with regard to the electoral rolls also, SIR. This thing is also happening, and the entire Election Commission of India is working on that in revision of the electoral rolls. So that exercise is also on. So I think these are troubled times. There are no shortcut solutions. I will actually sum up that in case you want to improve security on the borders with Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, you must have one border force, a specialized force who is trained for border management. You see, all these forces are not trained for border management. If you talk about Assam Rifles has a different role to play. But it is playing a dual role. So whenever you have a dual role coming into play, you are going to have problems. So a first important aspect is you have one force, train them well. A second important aspect is you use technology, and wherever the gaps are there, drones can be used. Command and control centers need to be established. The people have to be trained in the usage of drones, and there would also be a requirement for a counter drone capability. The third important aspect is intelligence, because most of this infiltration can be stopped if you have intelligence, and for that electronic intelligence is not the answer. More reliance on human intelligence.
Yes.
And human int, as we actually call it, electronic, we actually call it LINT, and communication intelligence is called COMINT. So a combination of LINT, COMINT, and HUMINT. So all these three things have to be synchronized with each other, and I'm sure that if not now, if we look at 5 years from now, let's actually give it 5 years, because border fencing is not the solution here. So we have to beef up these sort of arrangements, and I'm sure we'll be able to cause a dent into actually what is happening. And one last point about Nepal. Nepal has been to a very large extent in recent times influenced by China.
Yes.
Mandarin language is also being taught to the people there. So China is building a large infrastructure projects there, and China's track record is that if they take on the project, they complete it in 2 to 3 years, whereas India takes decades to complete a project. So I think there are lessons to be learned here, because in case we want to dominate or we want to exert status like a big brother kind of a thing, then we got to play up to that also. But unfortunately, we have not been able to play up to that reputation of ours. And China is now, Bhutan mein bhi China pahunch gaya hai. Doklam, the entire area is China has already made its villages there. So we are facing numerous problems on the northeastern side and on the Bihar side, and we need to gear up ourselves if we have to meet these challenges.
Sir, I'd like to take a discussion a little forward. Field Marshal Asim Munir first spoke about how Pakistanis and Hindus are different, and then Pahalgam happened on 22nd April. अभी बहुत recently Asim Munir ने Tampa, Florida में बोला that how they are going to destabilize India, and he particularly did mention the word Northeast, and this happened. So I am sure the security agencies were aware of things happening. So that would be, I would like you to talk about that. And point number two is, out of those three Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, दो जो हैं, हसनैन अली and Adil Hussain, उनके passports बने ही around 10th or 16th of April 2025 respectively. So was it decided, premeditated, that these people will be taken from Pakistan all the way to Nepal, and from Nepal they would be infiltrated to India?
Chitresh, let's take the ease factor, or the you fostered how you can move in people inside India. From Jammu and Kashmir, it has become very, very difficult because there is a counter infiltration grid, there is a counter terrorism grid. The drones are there, the surveillance is there, all, and your electronic and human intel there. So I think moving in people to disrupt this situation in Bihar from J&K would have been difficult. Nepal is the easiest way, and let me also tell you that Pakistan ISI has already got footprints in Nepal.
Yes,
they have safe houses here. If you have seen earlier also, there have been incidents, and a couple of movies have also been made on that. So we have this kind of a situation, and Pakistan is aware. If anybody can be flown to Nepal from Pakistan, or they can come from the Gulf also, from Dubai and UAE, other places also, they can come into Nepal, and from Nepal getting into India is very, very easy. And a couple of thousand of rupees and you can move inside. So that is one part, that the strategy of Munir, if he has made a statement like this, it is to be taken note of, because it's very, very relevant now, especially with those three people who have come inside. And see, we have information of three people. How are we sure that they are not many more? Point number one. Second is, how are we sure that any homegrown element is also not part of this group? See, we are focusing our attentions on Jaish-e-Mohammed, and the media and all the TV news, everything is on Jaish-e-Mohammed. There may be some more of our own people who will be part of this gang, or who will be part of this setup, who will also take part in these operations. So these operations are, when they are planned in the ISI headquarters in Rawalpindi, when these are being planned there, they are being planned in very great detail. It is not that this planning has been done only 10 days back. It has been planned months in advance. All the logistics has been tied up. हथियार कहाँ से आएंगे, कौन हैंडओवर करेगा, ये एमुनिशन कहाँ से आएगा, आईडी कहाँ पे बनेगा, और ये एक्सप्लोसिव जो आपका आएगा कहाँ से आएगा, TNT and all this RDX, what kind of explosive will be used, and what will be the magnitude of that explosive. So all these details would have been already worked out. I'm quite sure it is a planned operation, and the NIA has taken cognizance of it, and I'm sure these intelligence agencies are actually onto it, and I am confident, considering the gravity of this situation, that these people will be arrested or apprehended in a very short while.
I hope that, sir. On that note, thank you so much for giving your analysis on Borders and Beyond. I know it was a very short notice, but this was something that I really wanted our viewers to know, that once again, as always, India has always been in turbulent times. Whether it is Pakistan is our enemy number one for the last 80 years. China, suddenly Trump has chosen to be all ballistic as far as India is concerned. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your analysis.
Thank you very much, Utresh. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.